mean, there's so many that raising the debt ceiling doesn't raise the debt. No, no, no. I guess it's true. 2 + 2 does equal 5. I don't want to be racist. Jack in Manitoba. Okay, so give us your Jack. Give us your take on that.
Well, I just want to say I've been a libertarian since Branch Davidian massacre, Oklahoma City. I'm from Winnipeg, Manitoba. It's not the United States, but it's center of North America. You probably know about it because of the 97th flood of the century. I personally think that was a man-made disaster myself. Muddy waters.
Yeah, they used it for a gun confiscation drill.
Oh, I'm sure. I would not be surprised. I'm sure if you drain the rivers, you'd find all kinds of things. But anyways, I just want to say I totally agree with you about Russia and Ukraine, about the internet and what Obama has said. And I'm with you all the way on that. You're not alone. America's not alone. You got a lot of support here up here in Canada. Going back to Oklahoma City, Branch Davidian massacre, Janet Reno is a war criminal, ATF is Gestapo.
No, I understand, but listen, I appreciate that. The calls I'm taking are, what do you think about what's happening in Russia, and also the attacks on free speech?
Well, it's the First Amendment. In Canada it's a bit different, but First Amendment that is the most important amendment.
Oh yeah, they're really trashing your free speech up there.
Oh, absolutely. This government's got to go. They say conservative. I think it's more of a conservative. And they're not the real deal. But going back to Russia, I believe it's like Kiev government is mostly like it's a fascist government. Like there are super right-wing, the supposed right-wing fascists in there. They're
actual Nazis, but because they're with Soros, it's okay. I mean, Soros is back at home. He was a Nazi collaborator.
Oh, absolutely. But, exactly, absolutely right. And, you would look what you did in 2000 with Bohemian Grove, and then Bilderberger, 2006, you came to our country, and they took your passport, they took your camera and bags.
And if it wasn't for the media having an instinct to protect other media and showing up, they were going to fly me back or put me in a jail in Toronto. Great points. Appreciate your call. I'm going to try to move quick here. Thank you so much from Canada, Jack. Eugene in Missouri, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Alex Jones. I am a Prison Planet member.
Thank you.
I love the book Strategic Relocation, which brings me to Joel Skousen. I actually live close by Cleon Skousen, and I would love to get his take and interview him about how he thinks today lines up with what he wrote in 19...
Well, I know they have a lot of sons and people, but the original Cleon Skousen's dead. So you may be talking about one of his sons.
Okay. And I would love to see what anybody in the family thinks about how things line up in Russia today.
Oh, I would love to interview Cleon Skousen. That'd be amazing, the original Cleon Skousen. But I guess you live near some of his family. What do you think about what's happening in Russia?
Oh, it's amazing. No amount of lives are worth what they want to create with the New World Order. No amount of life lost. It's not worth it. And I think there's so many wonderful people in this world, and humanity has so much going for it that we can turn the tide, and we are turning the tide.
Well, the only way the globalists can be in control is because they're ruthless, they lie, they deceive. But that system's coming to an end, and it's so destructive. Thank you for the call, Eugene. Lance in Washington, you're on the air. Then we're going to go to James, George, Andrea, Rich, and others. Go ahead.
Alex.
Yes.
It's an honor to speak with you.
Honor to talk to you.
Worldwide transmission on this planet. Hey, listen, I want to put it out there to everybody to exercise their rights. I carry open here in Washington State.
Good job.
And most of the police officers, they really like it. I mean, you can walk around with a lock and loaded, ready to go, ready to rock and roll up here.
Yeah, no, most police are pro-gun. I've seen national polls of about 98%. So the media uses bad examples of police to try to make us see them as an enemy so that they will then see the government as their ally. We need to own the police. And by owning it, we need to own that we're Americans and own the fact that we need to take our communities back. I'm going to hold you over because you called in. Go ahead.
By exercising our rights, absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why we got to exercise the free speech, the Second Amendment, use it or lose it. What else would you like to add?
I want to give a shout out to my terrorist friend Spiro for turning me on to you. And back in the 70s, I did book reports when I was in school about the Russian military.
I want to hear about this. Stay there. I don't want to shortchange you. So we're going to come back with Lance. Then we're going to go to our phone system. Stay with us. Your calls are coming up. 800-259-9231. Ukrainian cities to vote to join with Russia, even though they've been part of Russia for hundreds of years. And they're announcing they're pulling troops back from their border. NATO will mass more troops, probably start attacking the Russian border. I mean, if they follow their past operations. And they're going to attack us and our bank accounts and attack our families and shut off all of our power plants and just put everybody on welfare and just dominate everybody. And that's what they did. Just total criminal operation. Let's now go back to Lance in Washington. You were talking about book reports in the 70s dealing with the Russia situation. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know if it's with the Russian situation now, but one of the CO handbooks stated in there the only way to take over the United States would be to become a U.S. citizen, become judges, lawyers, set the benches, professors, teach our kids the way they want us to be taught, the whole 9 yards. So.
Yeah, no, I wasn't saying you were talking about the Russian situation now. I was saying you were talking about that in context with it. But it isn't Russians that did this. It's the globalist. Our criminal elite that run America put Lenin in power in 1917.
But that's
no, I totally agree. We have been infiltrated.
Are in with all the military systems. They're in with all the military systems to start it. That's where it all comes from.
No, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. We have, when I say we're occupied, we've been infiltrated, these are collaborators, that's really what's going on. That isn't rhetoric. Go ahead and make your point.
I really feel like, I hope I'm wrong, but I think Obama might be our last president. Obama. I had a dream that we were in a bar and we started a karaoke. It was a karaoke bar. We were doing it, and you kept correcting everybody on how to do the Obama thing. Oh, and another note, I wanted to ask you a personal question. You asked, you said on the air one time, you better have a sweater if you're going to hell because it's not hot. It's cold, dark, damp, and wet. How do you know that? Because I say that to everybody.
Well, I'm going off Dante's Inferno that freezing cold feels like burning. You've ever been in sub-zero, and I'm sure you have. Folks in Minnesota can attest to that, or Chicago and Illinois. And in Dante's Inferno, the ninth circle is frozen. Okay. So it's more of an allegory.
It was a personal near-death experience how I felt it because I was trying to be pulled into it. So, yeah, I was hitting the head with a pickaxe right there in Fort Worth, Texas in 1986 by a road rage incident, yep.
And what happened? You felt like you were being pulled into frozen gulfs of hell? No,
I felt like I was just being pulled into the darkest pit of blackness, cold, damp, and very uncomfortable that I've ever seen. And then I felt a right hand on my left shoulder, and a voice said, son, you can lay there and die, or you can get up. And I was like, who in the hell is this? And I looked around. I was 21, raised Southern Baptist, didn't know if there was a God or not. Really didn't care at the time. And there, for a second, Jesus Christ himself. Drove myself to the hospital, watched people bleed out all day until like 6:30. This happened at 8:30 in the morning. And finally my dad got there, and I was like, okay, thank God. I can pass out now.
Yeah, when was that? Was that in the 80s?
86. Yep.
Yeah, no, Dallas and Fort Worth were the #1 crime rate in the country then, and it was just slaughterhouse. Some days they had 20 murders a day. And I grew up in that. Or just people at a red light, if you looked at them wrong, they would just get out of their car and go, rah, and just start killing each other. Hey, listen, I appreciate your call. Great points, brother. Got to jump. Okay, let's go to our phone system. James, George, Andrea, Rich, and others. James, thanks for holding. You're on the air.
Hey, Alex, how you doing?
Good.
Look here, for what I see, the whole 9 yards, all this stuff is scripted. Also, if you think about Fletcher Prouty, and you connect the dots, what everybody has been saying, that all this stuff has been interconnected with Fletcher. Also, everything, even Russia. Remember, the book came out a long time ago called In Wars with Tom Clancy.
Yes.
All this, yeah, okay. Obama is not legit. We know the whole system is not legit because in for reason that it has been scripted. Even when you go to the Illuminati cards, it shows you at the end of the whole process, they rewind the whole movie and start it again. And if people get to the point that understanding that the whole world as it is a script.
Tell you what, I'm going to come back and let you finish. This sounds interesting. By the way, the Illuminati card guy lives in Austin. His office is like 3 miles from us. My reporters are going over there this week. I just keep saying go over there. It never happens. We're going to go over there.
We're on the march.